30% increase in productivity, that's really good, especially if you link productivity, actual productivity, not just busyness, but if you link actual productivity to dollar producing activities, that could be a 30% increase in your profits. So that's how I want you to think about this, is it's not just a return on your time, which it is, and your time is valuable and important, but you want to think about it as how can you best use AI to actually make you money. Welcome back to Build Your Business with Brittany, the real estate agent training series where we turn hustle into closings and knowledge into confidence. I'm Brittany Handura, real estate agent, coach, and investor, and I'm here to make real estate easy for you. I want to help you build a business you love and a life you're proud of. Let's dive in and level up your real estate game starting now. All right, so 10 ways agents can use ChatGPT besides just listing descriptions. So every time I talk to agents and I ask them if they're using AI or ChatGPT, they tell me that they use it for listing descriptions, which is great and it's better than nothing. But AI can be used for so much more. And today we're just scratching the surface because I use AI literally all day, every day for every purpose imaginable. So I was telling my mom the other day that I had a plant that was dying and I told ChatGPT, like, look at this plant and tell me what's wrong with it. And it told me every single little thing that could possibly be wrong with it, how I might be able to fix it, all of this kind of stuff. I'm telling you, I use it all day for everything. But today we're here to talk about how agents can use it. So yes, you can use it for plants, but I also want to tell you how you use it in your business. So let's jump in. Now, this is always the fear for people, but I assure you, AI isn't here to replace agents. It's here to supercharge the 20% that makes you money and automate the 80% that doesn't. We always talk about that 80-20. We always want to make sure that you're focusing on the 20% that are dollar producing activities. And so often that 80% takes up so much of our time because it's just busy work. It's just stuff that doesn't need the time we put toward it. And so agents who use this are able to supercharge their business. In a NAR survey, it said agents using AI tools report up to a 30% increase in productivity and a 25% decrease in admin time. So if you put that together, it's almost 50% of your time back. But if you're talking, like, if you are a single agent and not working on a team, you're spending time doing admin related things, putting stuff in your CRM and making sure things are up to date. And AI can take over a lot of that. And they're seeing a 30% increase in productivity. A 30% increase in productivity, that's really good, especially if you link productivity, actual productivity, not just busyness, but if you link actual productivity to dollar producing activities, that could be a 30% increase in your profits. So that's how I want you to think about this, is it's not just a return on your time, which it is, and your time is valuable and important, but you want to think about it as how can you best use AI to actually make you money? And finally, ChatGPT isn't the magic, you are. The tool just helps you deliver your value faster, more consistently, and with less burnout, which is so important. That's one of the main reasons that agents leave the business, is because they're burnt out. They don't want to do all of the nitty gritty anymore. And so I want to help you get there. I want to help you help yourself with AI, because AI is definitely going to help you get there. Now, make sure that you stay till the end. I'm going to try and wrap this up in an hour, but there's a lot. So be sure to get your AI prompts because it's going to come with all of them. I put them in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the link in the description, but make sure to stay till the end because I have some of the best ones are at the end, but also I have a bonus for you. This thing is jam-packed, so we're going to rock and roll. Genius AI hack number 1. Let's get into it. A client email generator. Okay. So how would you use this? Maybe for drip campaigns. So like follow-up campaigns. Oh, it says that. Let's just read it. Drip campaigns, onboarding, follow-up, status updates. So this is like Maybe for your open house follow-ups, maybe you need to create that drip campaign for an open house follow-up. Maybe you want to generate some interest because it's somebody that you've talked to before, but you haven't talked to them in a while. Onboarding, this is talking about like if you have a team and you're wanting to automate that onboarding, creating emails are going to be such an easy way for you to do this. Now, one of the things to keep in mind is that with AI, you can train it on your voice. Somebody that I listen to talks about creating your AI clone. And basically what you're doing is you're just saying like, here's a sample of how I speak, how I write, how I talk. And you can do it as like, you could say, search my Instagram if you have videos on there. For me, I have all these videos on YouTube. So I'm able to say like, look at my YouTube and get my tone of voice. And so then when I say, okay, create an email for me, it's going to do it in my tone of voice. And I'm going to say, use my tone of voice. And if it spits out something that I'm like, that doesn't exactly sound like me, I'll go back and I'll say, rewrite this in my tone. And then it'll do that. And sometimes I'll go back and say, rewrite this in my tone, look on my YouTube channel, look on my Instagram, and you'll find my tone or the way I speak. It's all about the prompts. It really is all about getting the prompts. It's not necessarily about getting the prompts right. I don't want you to think that you have to have it all perfect. It's about starting the conversation, and the initial prompt is what gets you there. So for each of these, I'm going to give you a sample prompt, and that's also what is in that freebie that I popped in the chat, and that is in the link in the description. So here's the prompt example. Write a warm professional email to a buyer lead who toured a home but hasn't responded in 4 days. Include a question that invites reply. So what I love about this is that you're specifically telling it what to include, because you could be saying, hey, write a follow-up email to a buyer. They toured 4 days ago and I haven't heard back. They seemed really interested and now they're not anymore. But it could write something that doesn't say anything about a response. It could just be like, hey, I know you loved that home. I'd love to help you. Let me know if you find anything else that suits you. That doesn't necessarily invite a response. What you're trying to do is have like a call to action. And so what I did is I generated some of these before on ChatGPT. So I asked it, write a warm professional email to a buyer lead who toured a home but hasn't responded in 4 days. Include a question that invites reply. So then it's saying, okay, it gives you the subject for your email, following up on a property. And you can even put the property in your prompt. You can say they looked at 123 Main Street. And so then it'll say, hey, following up on 123 Main Street. Then it'll say, hi, first name. You can say this was the client's name, or you can put it in just like this. I hope you're having a great week. I wanted to check in and see what you thought about the home at 123 Main Street. It was such a great showing and I'd love to hear your thoughts. If this home is still on your radar is this home still on your radar, or has your search shifted in a different direction? Either way, I'm here to help however I can. And then it has some info. This is old. I got to change it to real, my new brokerage. Okay, so you can see that it gives you a response, but even that, I would say, hey, this doesn't really sound like me. So I would go back and say, change this to sounding a little bit more like me, and include a call to action, because like that was kind of like, it invites a reply, but it's not necessarily like asking for one. What I like to do a lot of times is I like to set them up on a drip campaign where they're going to be seeing homes. So basically in an email like this, I'm going to say, I'm going to set you up on, I'm going to send you more homes that I think you might like as they come available. Click on them, let me know, give me a call, whatever it is, which is that inviting the reply. But I'm going to ask ChatGPT to do all that for me, because then it'll phrase it in a way that, number one, sounds like me and is cohesive to the rest of the sentence or the rest of the message. Pro tip, build 5 to 7 reusable email templates with tone variations, friendly, direct, nurturing, and you can tell ChatGPT to do exactly this. You can say, hey, I liked that one. Write me five, or write me 7 more reusable email templates and vary the tone. I want some to be friendly. I want some to be direct. I want some to be nurturing. And you can change it exactly how you want. And then you can put that into your CRM. And so anytime, or you can build a template or whatever you want. So anytime you have a client that is like this, that is like, wants more direct or needs a little more nurturing, or you had a really good friendly conversation with them, or they're your friend, SOI, then you can send them this kind of automated template. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. All right, let's jump to number 2, social media caption creator. This is really good because a lot of people, and remember, we're going to fly through these. So if you have questions, just jump in and ask any questions that you might have. Social media caption creator. Now, this is one that I do use a lot because social media captions are one of those things that are not your 20%. Those for sure are your 80%. Those are not making you money. And so you want to be using this for the things that are not going to make you money, like creating social media captions. I tend to use social media captions. I might tweak a little bit, and then I almost always copy and paste the entire thing and slap it on. So you may see it and say like, it sounds a little canned. It feels a little, like it sounds a little like AI. But to me, that doesn't necessarily matter because it's saving me time and I don't have to think about it or worry about it. And if I was caring about it a little bit more, I could tweak the prompt and say, make this sound more like me. Make this shorter, make this longer, make this better, make this funnier, make it whatever. You can tweak it. You can ask it questions. Remember, ChatGPT is still free. There's a free version of it that you can get. There's a limit to how many conversations you can have or back and forth questions you can have, but you get a good amount. So if you were doing this in a day, you could easily create a couple of social media captions or emails. You could do all of the things that I'm telling you to do with the free version. But remember, it's not just ChatGPT. You can use Copilot. You can use, I don't know what the other AIs are because I use ChatGPT, obviously. All right, so social media caption. Before we continue, I want to remind you that if you're looking for even more real estate resources like an open house roadmap or a social media content calendar, then click the freebie link below because I have all kinds of resources to make real estate easy for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now let's jump back in. You can use it for Instagram, Facebook, Threads, LinkedIn, TikTok. You can use it for anything you want. And you can tell it specifically that make one for TikTok, make one for Instagram, make one for Facebook, and it can do different things for each of those. Now for me, I would only recommend doing that if that was your business, if your business was more social media, because otherwise that's not going to be a good waste. It's going to be a waste of your time. It's not going to be a good use of your time. So I would recommend do one caption, copy and paste it for whatever you're going to be putting, whatever social media you're going to be putting it on. So here's the prompt. Write 5 Instagram captions for a real estate agent in your city targeting first-time home buyers. I want the tone to be helpful, approachable, confident. So again, I took this. I'm not going to do this for everyone. I actually think I only did it for these 2 because we're going to run out of time. But I want to show you. I just put these in with no, you can see, I put these in with nothing else. I just opened a new chat, put it in. So I said, write 5 Instagram captions for a real estate agent in whatever city targeting first-time home buyers. You can put your city in there and it'll and you can even say talk about some specifics of the city. So if I said Oxnard, but I said specifically I want the beach areas in Oxnard, it would talk about those beach areas. Also, it says here are 5, actually look, I didn't even have to do it. Here are 5 Instagram captions tailored for a real estate agent targeting first-time home buyers. Just replace city with your local area. So for example, they put Ventura County. Well, look at that for me. So the first one is first-time buyer, you're not alone and you don't have to figure it out solo. From pre-approval to keys in hand, I've got you covered. Buying in whatever city, let's simplify the process. And then it gives me some hashtags. So again, I could say, this is good, but make it longer. This is good, but make it shorter. This is good, but make it in my tone. Or I can say, I hate all of these, make it better. You can do whatever you want. And I like this one. It's saying, no dumb questions, no pressure, just real advice for first-time buyers in whatever city. If you're wondering, can I really do this? The answer might be yes, with the right plan. DM me start and I'll walk you through it. So again, you can put whatever you want in these. The idea is that you can like create a bunch of these. You can schedule it out. So maybe if you say, I want one of these a week or one of these a month to go out to buyers, and then you can say, okay, change this to sellers. You can do that, and you can link it to something that works for your area. So if you're specifically looking at these types of prompts, it's going to really, really, really help you in just making sure that you have your time back. Because to create 5 of these, this would take me too long. Really, if it took me more than the 2 seconds that it did to pull these up, that's too long. Now, while we're here on ChatGPT, I do want to just let you know there is a way to say, don't share my data. And I do recommend that because it is going to collect a lot of information on you, because you're going to be feeding it a lot of information. And for me, even though most of my information is like out for the world to see because of what we do, I still don't want it to be feeding it in a way that I don't even know what it's doing. I don't even know where it's going. So I do tell it, don't share my information. Don't learn I want it to learn my information within the system, but I don't want it to train the other models. So when you go in there to your settings, turn off that, because you're going to be putting sensitive information in here. Now, here's a veteran twist. Have it analyze your old posts and suggest higher engagement rewrites. So you can literally say, here's my Instagram handle. Go in and analyze some of my older posts and see how I can get higher engagement. See what posts I should post on for higher engagements and what I should leave alone. You can ask it all of these kind of things. So you see how it's about the prompts. It's really about making the prompt really kind of elaborate. You want to focus on those prompts. And if it gives you something that you don't like, you can say, no, that's not what I meant. Change it to be different. Change it to be funnier. Change it to be, whatever it is. You can always have this conversation with it and say, that was not at all what I wanted it to be. Change it. Number 3, blog post and SEO content writer. So you can use it for website traffic, your newsletter content, long form value. Okay, some of you are probably like this is how I was. Blogs, that was for like the year 2000. We're in 2025. Aren't we over blogs? Here's why the answer is no. It's because Google, your websites, your any internet that you're on, DuckDuckGo, whatever you might be on, is still reading your content and trying to figure out where to put you. So if somebody types in best realtor in whatever city, you want to be the first person that pops up. But how do you do that organically? It's from creating content and SEO, which is search engine optimization. You want to optimize your content for the search engines, for Google, for all of these things. So what you want to do, this could be a conversation all in itself. I've actually started doing this where I create videos, because I do videos. So I create videos saying, here's the best area for families. Or, I don't necessarily do that because you have to watch out for fair housing. But, you want to say that, the best place in Ventura to get tacos or something like that. And then you say, write this in, but fit in why it's important from a real estate standpoint, and fit me in of do a call to action for meeting with me or giving me a call or something like that. So really it's twofold. They're able to search to say okay, if I'm for me, if I'm trying to look at a different area to move to, I'm going to be all over this kind of stuff. And I'm going to be looking for like, what are the best areas? What's the best food? What's the best realtor? What's the best whatever? And that is going to be like, if you are who pops up to the top, that's going to be invaluable for you. And then you're going to be able to tack that on, and you can ask ChatGPT how to do this, because this is way outside the scope of today. But you could tack that on and do like a Facebook ad where you can target a specific area, and you can say, okay, want to know where the best tacos are? I mean, that's not a good example. You want it to be a little more real estate related, but you want to say like, is now the time to sell? And you can have a video about is now the time to sell, and it links back to your blog post. And on most of your websites, you can do a blog post and put that video in there. So maybe you do a longer form video and you put it in there, and then you say, write this blog post for me. It will write the blog post. You can say, I want it to be SEO. You can tell it in the beginning, I want to build website traffic. I want to you want to tell it, here's my end result. I want you to do this for me. And then, well, I should give you the prompt. Let's see what the prompt is. Write a 500-word blog post on the top 5 mistakes first-time homebuyers make in whatever city, optimized for SEO. So see, you're telling it, I want it optimized for SEO. You can even tell it, I'm trying to do this to generate website traffic. And then you can tell it, I want you to do it in the way that's going to bring me leads. I want to get leads. So put a CTA in there, a call to action, that is going to bring me leads. So the prompt, you can elaborate on this, but you can say, write a blog post that is going to have all of these things. I did not do an example of this because we do not want to see a 500-word blog post on here. But here's an add-on. Ask it to create 3 FAQs and meta descriptions for Google ranking. So if you don't know what that is, you can ask it. You can say, how do I rank higher on Google? And give me some meta descriptions for ranking higher on Google. So this is the kind of thing that you can do to organically boost your content. Now, if you dive into this more and more, remember I said, okay, you can do a Facebook page, you can link it. What you can do to go even deeper with that is you can do retargeting ads. So we've all heard of retargeting, which is basically when you go on and look at a site, so you say like, oh, are you thinking about selling in the 805? They click on that to learn more. They go to your blog, but then they never do anything with it. You can retarget them and do a whole new video. And you can say, hey, are you still thinking about selling, or are you just curious what your home is worth? And you can do a video about that. Then you can do another video to retarget them again because they still didn't reach out to you. And you can say, okay, here's, it's time, it's getting down. Now is the best time to sell, and here's why. So you're doing all of this to target them in a different way, and ChatGPT can help you with all of this. You can say, write me a video script that is going to encompass all of these things. I want to retarget them. Help me figure out how to retarget people. I don't know how to do it. Literally, it's kind of confusing. And you guys know I'm pretty good with the tech savviness, but it's kind of a difficult process to do the retargeting and all of that. I had ChatGPT walk me through every step of the way. If there was ever a spot that I was like, I can't find how to click on that, it says, okay, well, here's a workaround. There are so many ways that this can help you. So I hope you dive in. All right. Oh, and here we go. A script assistant. So I use this all the time. And as a bonus for you right now, I use CapCut to do like a teleprompter. So you can do a teleprompter and then it can do the eye corrector so it doesn't look like you're reading a teleprompter. This is game changing because, again, is a video money-making activity? Sometimes, but if you can have 30% higher production on that video, that's going to be even better. So I love to use these video scripts, and I tell it, do it in my voice, do it in a way that it would sound like me. This is what I want it to say. This is the end result of it that I want. So you can use it for YouTube, Reels, listing videos, your ad copy. like your listing descriptions. We talked about that. But if you're going to say like, hey, check out this amazing listing with me, a lot of times you don't want to be stumbling and fumbling over your words. Even if you're doing a voiceover, you want to have a nice, polished, professional script. Or maybe you want it to be funny, or maybe you want it to be, it just helps you create any kind of content for video or any kind of listings you have. So here's the prompt example. Write a short video script introducing me as a local real estate agent who helps families relocate to whatever city. Make it friendly, confident, and 60 seconds long. So if you want to say, I want it to be shorter, you can have it be shorter. You can say, I want it to be in 30 seconds, or I want it to be a 3-minute video, or whatever it is, you can adjust it. So, excuse me. So this is a really helpful one. And then if you're specifically targeting families who are relocating, you can talk to ChatGPT and say, okay, what more does a family relocating to this area need to know? What other videos should I do? Then you can do those retargeting videos. And then when they start to say, oh, this person really knows what they're talking about, they really know this area, that's when they're going to really start to go back to you, and they're going to say, I see this person everywhere. They keep popping up. I can't believe it. So it really is, the retargeting is really helpful. Let me just make sure that we pop back in the chat that these AI prompts, just so you guys have them, because you're going to get all of these prompts. Now be sure that you're copying down these pro tips, because these pro tips are not going to be in the prompts. So this veteran twist, use it to script an entire listing presentation series by persona. So a relocator, a downsizer, an investor, and then you can send it out and have it be that same thing. You can create this blog post, you can do a video and then connect it with a blog and say, are you relocating? Are you downsizing? Are you an investor? And it's going to target those specific personas. And that personalization is how you're going to get people to click. It's how you're going to get people to say, oh yes, I want to plan a meeting with you. All right, this is a good one. Objection handling role play coach, because I know you guys hate role play. I know this because we offer role plays all the time and nobody comes. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants to do it. But doing role play and objection handling is really important. And so this is a really good one that you can do in the privacy of your own home. You can record yourself. You can do this in a way that is much more comfortable than doing it face-to-face with somebody else. Now, I will say it's important to do it face-to-face. So use this to practice and then get face-to-face, because you don't want to practice on your clients. I hope that helped. And don't forget, we're here live every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Join me live to get your questions answered in real time by registering at the link in the description below. Let's keep building, growing, and closing those deals. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with another agent who needs this. You've got this, and I've got you. And I'll see you in the next video.